Hey.
I guess, how do you feel the team responded just one day after, obviously, yesterday's game, and seemed like a laundry list of things that you were pretty unhappy about?
Well, we had a good practice. We had a real spirited practice today, and I think that's a good sign. And a little chippy, but I think that's what you expect after what happened last night. So I think that's a good sign also. Thought we played extremely hard and as I said, competed at a real high level. So I guess that's saying to me that the message was loud and clear last night, and I think they understand it.
Yeah. Obviously, when you go back and you look at that film, was there anything that you can take away as a positive from that game?
Well, I thought we started the game the right way, and I thought we were playing with energy and we did a good job. And then even the second quarter, I thought we played pretty good. But the way we started the third quarter obviously wasn't very good. And, there was I think with 10 minutes to go, we had, with the first 10 minutes of the quarter, the first 9 minutes of the quarter, we had 10 points. And I think they had 27 or something like that. So, that's where the separation came and that's where the separation started. And I guess a lot of it was just on some of our mistakes or rotations, game plan things, and I think that was the most frustrating for us.
And I know, there's a lot of things you could probably talk about. I don't mean to just ISO on him, but it was unusual to see a game where Buddy Hield plays like 24, 25 minutes and only has 3 shots taken. Where did you see just kind of some of the let up there from him?
Well, I don't think it was a let up. I think this team right here is really, really tough for him because of the way they play him and the way they guard him, and they don't allow him to come off a lot of screens, and we try to do some different things for him. But it was that's an anomaly, I think. Buddy's going to get shots up, and I wouldn't worry about that. From the standpoint of, like I said, it's not something that's going to be happening in a regular situation. He's going to be able to get shots up.
Coach Terrence Davis mentioned that this team needs more vocal leaders to step up. Given the speech you had with the team last night, did you see anybody become more vocal today at today's practice and really step into that role?
Well, I'm going to take this off because I can't talk through it. Well, I think there was a lot of, I don't know if you would call it vocal leadership, but there was a lot of talk that went on today at practice. And I think that the one thing about this team is I like these guys because I do think that, there's a certain respect that they have for each other. And I think they understand that the message delivered to them has nothing to do with anything personal. It's more about the team and how do we get our team better. And I think they understand that.
Hey, Coach, I know you can't get into it too much, but just wondering how Davion, Neemias, and Alex are doing on their way back, and if there's any update on those guys.
Making progress every day. I think that they're itching to get back. Davion, he's in the gym all the time. In the morning when we practice, even in the afternoon he comes back again. So for him it's been extremely hard. And then just the fact that watching it on TV, I know for me it was really difficult. I can't even imagine as a player how it would be.
Alvin, I want to follow up on the question about Terrence's comments about, what he said is that he feels like the leadership doesn't have a voice. And I don't know, what is that, when you hear those words, how do you interpret that? And is that something that needs to be resolved for this team to take a step?
I'm not really sure what he means by that, to be honest with you, because I think we've got guys that are leaders. This is not a real vocal team, I've had teams that have been very, very vocal. I have teams that are very quiet team. My team in New Orleans, very quiet, Brandon Ingram, Lonzo Ball, even Zion. They're not real talkative guys, I had Derek Favors there, and he said 20 words the whole season. So, it wasn't a very talkative team. So I don't know if that's what he mean or whatever, because we've got a quiet group of guys here. But we have guys that have a voice. We have guys that are leaders on this team. And, I'm not real sure you would have to have him to expand on that, because I'm not really sure what he means by that.
You don't feel there's a lack of voice or leadership in the locker room?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I think the one thing that Luke did and I've done and the next guy would do too is that they allow guys to have freedom of speech. You can say whatever you want, and if you don't want to do it in that environment, the doors have always been open, to come in and talk. So I don't think from that standpoint, if he's saying that, leadership doesn't have an opportunity to voice their opinion, then I disagree with that.
I wanted to ask you also about game plans, and we've heard you and we heard Luke and we've heard a number of the players say that there's an inability just to follow the game plan and execute the game plan. Is it do those breakdowns start with like one or two guys, or is it everybody all at once from the jump?
I think what happens in that, and that's a good question, I think what happens is that there's one here, and then there's one here, and then there's two here, and what happens is that all of those things add up, And I think the thing that's disturbing about it right now is that we're duplicating those mistakes, and I think that's what's frustrating. I think if we're making mistakes and they're different ones, and we have to correct them, then I think that's a different story. But to be able to correct the same ones, blocking out on free throws, or just missed assignments, and things like that. We just got to get by that, so that. And the one thing I think that, and we as a coaching staff, and we've told them this, is that let's follow the game plan, and you know what? If it doesn't work, then we'll do something else. But we don't know that if it's going to work or not until you do it and do it the correct way. But I always say, and this is the last thing I say, is like, and it's like I said to the guys today, this is everyone. This is the coaches. This is the players. It's everyone. We're not pointing fingers. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody, because the bottom line is that as the coach of this team, I'm supposed to have them prepared, and they're supposed to understand the game plan. And if they're not doing that, then I have to find a different way to deliver that. We have to, as a coaching staff, have to find a different way to deliver that. So this is all-encompassing. This is not, pointing individual fingers or anything like that, because I'm as much as involved as anybody in that we didn't get the job done last night.
Alvin, have you ever had to call out players' pride before?
Excuse me?
Have you ever had to call out players' pride before as a collective?
No, I mean, and I think what I was trying to hit on last night was just the competitiveness. I think is that I don't think you can let go of the rope. I don't care what the situation is, and I thought we kind of let go of the rope a little bit last night, and our attitude was more of a defeatist one, after we've got down, instead of battling to try to get back. And we've been down before. We were down big at Cleveland. We came back and had made it a one-possession game almost. So those are the kind of things that I think you got to continue to compete and play. And when you do that, it's easier to get the season turned than not. So I think we just got to keep competing, believing in each other, and having each other's back, and that's what we plan on doing.
Yeah, Alvin, you're getting players back now, and just what are you seeing from them as far as sort of the physical shape that they're in, and how close they are to being ready to compete, like guys like De'Aaron, like what we saw last night?
Well, and I think you guys are going to talk tomorrow about this, but I think you'll find out that when you miss 10 days, and they've tried to do things, but it's tough when you're in quarantine. But when you miss 10 days, it takes a little while, for you to get back, the timing, just the conditioning part of it. and all of that. It takes a few games to get that back. So, yeah, we're getting guys back, but I think you're going to find that the play and the level of play will go up as they get themselves back in shape.
Hello, Coach. Hope you're doing well. You mentioned last night your frustration after the loss against the Grizzlies. So my question to you is, what do you need to do as a group to turn the frustration into a determination and motivation for the next games?
Oh, I mean, that's an individual, and some teams match up better against you than the other ones. And, they pretty much had our number this year, the games that we played. And it's frustrating in that they're the teams that have done it. And, even we played even Golden State and teams like that better than we played them. And it's a little bit frustrating. But you know what? You move on to the next game, and our concentration right now is on OKC, and we'll continue to approach it that way. Memphis is over. They can't do anything about it except we watch tape today and try to learn from it, and then we move on.
Let's go back to James for a final question, and then we'll be back.
Okay, James.
Yeah, Alvin, we're watching right now as you were walking in the room. OKC is starting to have an outbreak of their own with players going into health and safety. You still have 8 guys or 7 guys there that didn't just miss a bunch of time. How are you? What are the conversations you're having about protecting yourself and about being safe and clean and making sure that you don't have a secondary outbreak here in Sacramento?
Well, I can tell you right now that our medical staff here is as good as any that I've ever been around in the NBA. We take every precaution possible to make sure that it's a safe environment. And, the only time I really ever had my mask off is coming in here because it's a little bit difficult to talk through. But, as far as out there, everyone has masks on. We try to do anything we can as far as safety and health protocol. We having the press conferences in here rather than having them in the practice facility right there. So we're doing everything we possibly can. I did also, it's just, this is a weird time for everybody. My son is the manager of the basketball team at USC, and they had a traveling party of 27 go and play a game in Phoenix and come back, and 27 people tested positive. So that's what you're looking at nowadays. So I just think you have to try to be as careful as you possibly can, do everything you can. But this thing is a real difficult thing and very, very contagious.